my makeup is running. Hey guys, it's Ty. Welcome back to Book It. We are moving right along again with October spooky month. And I have a book that I'm kind of, I don't know. So today we're going to be discussing You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen McManus. So she is most well known for her books, One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Next, One of Us is whatever. And it's crazy enough to think that I haven't read any of those books, but I saw this cover, right, with like all the scratches on their face, and I was like, oh, it has to be part of the series. No, this is just like her artwork style is like Xing people's faces off, because she has another one called, oh my gosh, she has another one that I actually like have and I'm currently reading. And I genuinely thought that they all were connected just because like they all had like the same kind of artwork on the front, which I feel like can be kind of confusing. But when I looked it up online, they were nothing more to tell. And when I like looked it up online, I was like, oh, okay. And it ended up these are like the single ones. So super excited to be talking about this. So this is definitely a YA read, definitely young adult, just based on like how it looks and how it reads. Super, super easy, super quick read. I think this took me like 4 or 5 hours to just get through the whole thing. The story moved along super easily. There was like some content that was like it wasn't like adult rated stuff. Like there was obviously some things that are more PG-13, but there was nothing that was like crazy intense. I'm not gonna lie, this book took me a minute to get into just because I feel like a lot of her books do. They take me just like a minute. But once I start reading them, I genuinely like her books. I think that they're actually really well written. So this was a murder mystery that kind of confused me at first. So most murder mysteries are pretty straightforward. Someone's dead. These are the possible suspects. These are the motives. Connected. This one ended up like this guy ended up dying, and the kids that found his body had nothing to do with him. There was like one slight, like they all went to the same school, but like they weren't in the same friend group. They were like, in all honesty, looking at it, they didn't really have any motive except one of the girls who like, one of the girls was like running for student body president and like lost to him or something. So like overall, like there was really no connection. Like looking at it from somebody that has a criminal justice bachelor's, it didn't like, there was nothing that like rang a bell, right? Which is kind of weird considering like I like these books and I have a bachelor's in criminal justice, whatever. And the kids seem to be the only one who actually know about the death, and they just happen to skip school the same day. So I guess I can kind of see why, because like they were good kids who didn't really skip school, and they all chose to skip school on the same day together, and they weren't really friends anymore. It was kind of like you got like a backstory about their friendships and why their friendships failed and all this like X, Y, and Z, right? This was after like trying to figure out kind of like who the guy that died was, where he was, stuff like that. This kind of turned into a whodunit, but it was very different and made you kind of think about who actually did do it based on the characters that are given. So it's like the 3 kids, and then it's like a couple other people. Like it's like 2 or 3 other people. So it's like not a really big pool of suspects, but it does make you like think about like who actually did that. And then the person who actually did it, it's kind of hard to figure out. It's like deeper. Like they don't really talk about it until like the very end. There's a lot of information that you had to like pay attention to, and I genuinely think that if I go through and read this book again, there'll be like little clues here and there that stick out to me. But like at first when they were like, oh, this person did it, I was like, but the only negative thing that I had about this book overall, I mean, it was a very simple, fast, easy read. I'm not super stressed about it, but the only thing that did bother me was the cover. Now, most books that have like covers that look like other books are usually series. So the reason I didn't pick this book up and read it was because I thought it was a part of her One of Us is Lying series, and I hadn't started that, so I was like, oh, I'll wait. But now that I know it's just the artwork that she does, because I got this book and I got the One of Us is Lying book, it took me until getting the Nothing More to Tell book for me to be like, oh, this is just the artwork she does. But like from just an outsider looking in, as someone, this is the first book I've ever read by her, I was just kind of like, oh, I have to wait. I kind of wish that it had something a little different, because all of her books have like the X'd out faces in some way, shape, or form. That's kind of my only, my only thing about it is just like, now that I know they are standalone books, I can actually go through and read them. But when you have books that look like a series, it might deter people from reading them. And I think that's why I got this. I ended up getting this book at Friends of the Public Library. And if you have a Friends of the Public Library around you, please go support them, because all that money goes to the public library. And this is a hardback. Perfect condition, right? Like beautiful, no writing on the inside. And it was $3 and it was marked 3/24. So March of 2024. So literally new, $3, hardback, never been used. I don't even think it was ever checked out. Also, this kind of bothers me. The book is just a plain book. Now there is this little piece right here. This was because the library had like a plastic cover around it and I cut it off. But yeah, that's kind of it. So overall, I gave You'll Be the Death of Me a 4 out of 5. I think it's a really good book. I think it goes nicely with Spooky Week or Spooky Month. So I'm kind of excited to try to read some more books before Spooky Month to have a little bit more of Karen McManus in Spooky Month. But as of right now, this is the first book I've read by her. And I haven't finished any other book by her. But I did like it. YA read, super easy. Recommend it to people who want a nice, quick, fast, simple read. That is it for this book. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps me out so much more than you can possibly think. Also, make sure you follow the link below to my Goodreads. It'll show you everything that I'm doing. Friend me on it. I will friend you back. But it shows you what books I'm currently reading and what books will be next and everything like that. So you can kind of keep up with what I'm doing before I'm actually there. And yeah, I think that's it for now. So thank you so much. And until next time, bye.